Bobby Pickles Podcast. That's me.
Yeah, what's up? Okay. Do you know anybody that has died of COVID?
I don't know anyone that's died of COVID. I know people that have died with COVID. You know, you fall out of a building and, you know, you die on impact and, you know, they'll call it a COVID death. They'll put a swab in your nose and, you know, you get hit by a car. You know, I know people that have died with COVID for sure.
Yeah. And Jillian, you know either? Nobody?
No, I don't know anyone.
Do you think that part of this could be the fact that it hasn't hit home and you don't know anybody personally that has died of COVID? I mean, I'll just tell you one thing right now, okay? I'm like definitely right of center person. I even, with Chris Nelson, I organized an anti-mask flash mob at the mall, okay? So I am not, I've definitely, you know, I didn't want to believe COVID was real, but very recently my grandfather passed away of COVID, and it was people immediately have this knee-jerk reaction when they're on the right, where they go, "Oh, how old was he? Oh, what other conditions do they have?" They don't want to believe it's real. They immediately put up their. It's just like what liberals do, how liberals act, but it's the opposite. So I think that on both sides, weird things happen when you get into this like herd mentality, and I got caught up with it too. Do you think that like if you knew somebody very close to you pass away of that would change your perception of what's going on and maybe your perception of how you dealt with this in the first place?
It definitely would have changed my perception of that for sure. But as far as wearing a mask while working out, I don't think that if I had known someone personally that would have died of COVID, I would have felt different. Now, if you had brought me science that said, "Hey, Mike, check this out. Gyms are places where COVID is spread because of X, Y, and Z. Here's the data." That's a different story. So would my perception be changed if I knew someone that died with COVID, of COVID? Yes, it would. Would that have made my decisions different? It's impossible to say, but I probably would have needed to see some type of facts to make me feel like, you know what? Let's tell our customers to mask up.
That's a reasonable answer, Mike. Is this from last night? The Governor DeSantis on the Laura Ingraham?
That was on Wednesday. That was on Wednesday. Okay, hold on one second.
Well, it's a total overreach, Laura. This is exactly what we ordered against last summer, many, many months ago. And so I was actually just recently briefed on this case, and we looked at it. And so I'm glad you have Mike and Jillian on. And I'm also glad to be on to be able to say that effective tomorrow morning, I'm going to sign a reprieve under my constitutional authority. So that'll delay the case for 60 days against both of them. And then when our clemency board meets in the coming weeks, we'll issue pardons not only for Mike and Jillian, but for any Floridian that may have outstanding infractions for things like masks and social distancing. The fact is, It's not even right to be wearing masks when you're exercising. The World Health Organization advises against it. It's not healthy for people to be doing that in the first place. So it was a bad restriction. But these things with health should be advisory. They should not be punitive. And so we're happy to use our constitutional authority. I think they've been treated poorly. And fortunately, they got a governor that cares.
Wow. How does that feel to the Carnevales?
Well, I want to ask you that. How does that feel?
It was a very surreal moment where, like, it's like a surprise where everyone's in on it except for you. And then, you know, like, people, your friends are all jumping out from the corner like, surprise! And you're like...
You're just shocked.
You're like, holy shit,
right.
Did that really just happen? So it was crazy, man.
Yeah, that's got to be crazy. And hey, let me ask you a question. So, first of all, your lawyer's beard. He's got a pretty nice beard, huh? Did you choose him based on his beard?
100%, man. I had to go with him. When I saw a beard like that, I knew he was going to fight. Censorship is dangerous.
Adios.
Thank you so much. Have a good one, Bobby.
He always says that's me. With that look on his face, he'll talk about anything. Outstanding. Tattoos, t-shirts, politics, history, and hot talk on everything. Bobby Pickles. Pop culture, documentaries, conspiracy. It's a conversation, start listening, cause we're all here. Bobby Pickles Podcast. That's me.
That's me.